Man, once we finally made it big, it was awesome. Lagunitas, Santa Clara, Merced, we were hitting them all, and people were lining up to watch us work.
Right, so Scott? Yeah. I can tell you a few stories about Scott in the field.
So you want to talk about your MS222 addiction? How about clove oil?
Hey, this interview's over.
So how did I get inspired? How did I get into science? Well, you know, I grew up reading all the classic papers by, Luna Leopold and Reswallman, Tom John, and, late at night I'd sit in my bedroom with my, my lights on so my parents couldn't hear me, and I'd read the papers and just get really inspired by all the great science those guys were putting out. And actually in '96, I saw Tom Dunn get inducted into the National Academy of Science. Man, epic performance.
One of my earliest memories is fishing with my dad. It just seems like as far back as I can remember, I've had a fish in my hand. I really wanted to save the world, one fish at a time.
I knew, pairing up the fisheries expertise of Matt and Scott's clear geomorphic intent and my obvious skills in cartography, that we could really take down pretty much every project we wanted to.
Well, I heard those guys were the best in the business, and we had some great years. I mean, we did some great projects on time, on budget. It was out of control. I mean, we just kept getting more famous and more famous, and the fan base kept getting bigger, and we just kept getting great projects.
With the fame and the fortune, I mean, it has its good side, but it's also got an ugly side. Got to the point where you really couldn't go anywhere without being mobbed. I had reprints thrust at me left and right.
I initially went into science for the pure love of it, but I realized that that's pure crap. And so now I think that anyone who says that they go into science for anything but the sex, drugs, and money are lying. Like anything, the bottom had to fall out. It had to go bust. It started out like most addictions do. It was me and a couple folks on a leap assignment, hitting the balloon a little bit after the work was done, and then it just went steadily downhill from there.
Yeah. Well, we really knew Scott had a problem. I mean, it was kind of obvious with the high voice and all. He'd come in after lunch, late in the afternoon. Oh, well, I guess the only way to describe it is squeaky.
Scott, stop it.
Dude.
Oh, what are you guys doing here?
God, I can't believe you're here again.
Get out of here!
Damn it!
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! With Bill, we'd ask him to print out maps. They'd come back smeared. We didn't understand why until, we actually caught him licking the maps.
We all really had our issues. Matt's was really one of the worst.
No. Yes. Yes. Okay.
I mean, that MS222 stuff is rough. It's hard enough on the fish.
Yeah, it was hard losing my job at Stillwater, and but even harder when I found myself working at Intrix. I mean, it wasn't science, but it was a paycheck, and I think it really got me through some hard times.
Coming back to Stillwater was the happiest day of my life. I knew that I had the inner strength back, and I kicked my addiction and was ready to get back together with Matt and Bill and get some good science going again. I knew we had a few good years left in us, and I think we're putting something good together now. You sound better than I do.
You look super hot in this shirt. It's so silky.
Yeah, one of my earliest memories is holding a fish in my hand. I just grew up in love with all fish of all species. Just seems like as far back as I can remember, I've had a fish in my hand. Alright, what else can I talk about like that?
The fish in the hand thing scares me a little bit.
Yeah, I know, it's supposed to be a little...
Mine's gone. This is a big...
I hope this is funny to someone else.